This month's TV 47 Star Student of the Month from Munford Middle School. Congratulations, Alyssa Lackey from Munford Middle School.
Alyssa Lackey, our guest this morning, 13 years old, 8th grader at Munford Middle School. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming. Have your mom here with you today, and you didn't bring your Cocker Spaniel?
No, sir.
No? Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm an 8th grader at Munford Middle School. I'm 13 years old. I have an English Cocker Spaniel. His name's Boo Radley from the book To Kill a Mockingbird.
I got to stop you right there. How did you come up with that name and that movie?
It's just a really good movie, and it's one of my favorites. And so Boo Radley was one of my favorite characters, and so I just named my dog after him.
Okay. What else you got going on?
Well, I like to dance. I do ballet and point at Little House Dance Studio in Talladega. I've taken 10 years of ballet there. I'm a chamber ambassador in Talladega. Basically what we do there is you have to have like 3 or 4 hours of community service each month. And so I think it's a great way to give back to the community because like when you volunteer, I've volunteered at like a few things, and I think it's just a great way to give back. Like next Monday, which is Halloween, we'll be giving out candy at the square to kids.
So you didn't bring any candy with this morning, though?
No, sir.
All right. Alyssa Lackey, a 13-year-old 8th grader at Munford Middle School. You got a horse too, right?
Yes, sir. Her name's Beauty.
Okay. And so you like horseback riding?
Yes, sir.
And let's talk about school and being an 8th grader at Munford Middle School. What's so special about Munford Middle School?
Well, I think Munford is one of the greatest schools. And actually, we've been doing a PBL, which is a project-based learning. And what you do is like you take like a concept, and ours was organ donation awareness, and you tie it into your 4 core classes, so like math, English, history, and science. And you kind of like learn about your concept while you're learning about your 4 core classes. And so like last year in math, we scaled drawings and we painted them and we auctioned them off. And then one of the coolest things I think we did was in our English classes, we wrote letters to representatives and senators, and me and a few other kids went to Montgomery, and we actually got a law passed, the Angeline and Courtney law, that states there should be a piece of literature at each DMV. That way people know about organ donation. And right now we're working with Samford University in Birmingham to create pamphlets to give out to the DMVs.
Well, that's fantastic. And I know you, have you been in the Munford school system your whole life?
No, sir. I started there my 6th grade year, but I fitted in good.
Yeah. Do you love the community of Munford? I know you do a lot of work in that area.
Sir. Yes, sir. And in the next few weeks, we're actually going to be having the Leah Watts Memorial Blood Drive. And we challenged a few schools like Talladega and Sylacauga. And we try and we see who can have like the most blood donated and the most people sign up to be organ donors. Great way to compete between schools and also save lives.
That's great cause too, right?
Yes, sir.
You're involved in many clubs. You're the president of the Student Government Association, a reporter for Future Business Leaders of America, a member of the Junior Beta, and member of the Math Club. And you talked about the project-based learning at your school, and I think I was talking to your mom about this, the dual classes. How does that work?
Well, basically when you're in your high school, or once you're in high school, you take college, or like you're taking your high school classes, but at the same time you can get college credit for some of the work you do.
Wow. Have you always been one to make sure your work is done as far as your schoolwork is done? Do you do that at home or at school, or how do you work that?
I try to make sure I get all my work done in advance because it's like I like to try and stay on top of everything, and sometimes that requires me to do extra work, and I'm okay with that as long as I stay up at the top.
Yeah, so you're a pretty organized person?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What do you like to do outside of school and dance? Is there other activities you like to be a part of?
Yes, sir. I like to sew, painting, paddleboarding, horseback. I like to hang out with my friends on the weekends, and I'm involved in St. Peter's Episcopal Church in Talladega. So
that's fantastic. Alyssa Lackey, a 13-year-old 8th grader at Munford Middle School, our guest this morning. She has an English Cocker Spaniel, and is that your buddy?
yes, sir.
Yeah. And also she has a horse named Beauty, and she is a part of a lot of activities. She is our star student of the month, and when you graduate, you plan to attend, you got a couple of choices of colleges, and you've thought that far ahead. Who might they be?
Well, I either want to go to the University of Alabama and major in criminal justice, or either the University of Florida and major in forensic science.
Wow. You watch those kind of TV shows?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll do good. Who is someone in your life that you can point to, whether it's family or someone in your school system that's impacted your life, made a difference in your life?
I think that would be my grandfather, Buddy Wesley, because he taught me to never give up, and he's a strong man, and I think that he's been through some rough times too, and he's just taught me to stay strong and you'll get through it. I think it'd be him.
You like to hang out with him?
Yes, sir.
In school, what is your favorite subject?
My favorite subject would probably be science because I'm good at it.
I don't blame you. Pick something you're good at for sure. What is your most challenging subject in school?
My challenging subject would probably be math because I'm in advanced, so I'm learning about Algebra 1, and it's a little bit confusing, but I still get it.
Well, you're finishing up your 8th grade.
Yes, sir.
You'll become a freshman before you know it, and that opens up a new world of opportunities at high school, and you looking forward to high school?
Yes, sir. I am.
Okay. Alyssa Lackey, 13-year-old 8th grader at Munford Middle School, is our guest this morning. She's our star student of the month. And you see, we've got the presidential election coming up on November the 8th. Are you into politics at all?
I watch it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and it's that's a different world too, politics.
Sure.
But the way you're going in your education, you might be representing some politicians. You live in Munford. You attend Munford Middle School as an 8th grader. What's been some special times? I know you've traveled some too, haven't you?
Yes, sir. Recently this summer we traveled to Belize, and it was beautiful. We stayed on an island called Ambergris Cay, and we swam with sharks and we cave tubed. It was really pretty.
You swam with sharks?
Yes, sir.
That sounds interesting. But Belize is a beautiful island for sure. And what about Hawaii?
Hawaii was definitely pretty. We went during summer and it was really hot, but it was probably one of the most fun trips. We got to zip line and snorkel. It was also really fun. I enjoyed it.
Make you not want to come back?
Yes, sir.
Are you, I guess, on the AB honor roll or something?
I'm on A honor roll, honors class.
Is that something you strive to keep your grade point average good?
Yes, sir. I'm actually in all advanced classes, and so I always strive to make sure that I stay on top and that I'm always A honor roll.
I mean, you have a lot of kids struggle with classes and struggle with, you know, just getting through sometimes. How do you do that?
I make sure I pay attention in class and I study, because once you get into 8th grade or just other grades, tests get a whole lot harder and you have to study for them. So I always make sure I study and I look over the material. I just make sure that I pay attention, and if I don't get it, then I ask a teacher or ask like another student that gets it, and that way they can help me out.
That's a pretty good idea. Do you use a computer in your studies at all?
Yes, sir. I use Quizlet. It helps me. It's kind of like flashcards. It helps you learn. That's mainly what I use to help me study.
Alyssa Lackey, a 13-year-old 8th grader at Munford Middle School, is our Star Student of the Month. And if you could meet anybody in the world, who would it be?
If I could meet anybody in the world, I think that it would be Selena Gomez.
Okay. Now, explain that.
I just really like Selena Gomez. I like her music and I like her in general, so I'd want to meet her.
Yeah. Now, are you involved in sports at all?
I'm actually a member of the MMS soccer team, and this is actually our first year to have a girls soccer team, and so I'm actually honored to be a part of the first year's soccer team.
Well, you'll be running a lot, that's for sure.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having
congratulations
me.
on being our Star Student of the Month. Alyssa Lackey, 13-year-old 8th grader at Munford Middle School. We'll be back with more Daybreak right after this timeout.
This Star Student of the Month was brought to you by TV47. Tune in to Daybreak weekdays at 6:30 a.m. for your Star Student of the Month.